Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys were highly anticipating this episode since like a few weeks ago when this comic dropped. How's it going, Prime?
Guten Tag, mein Dude. Guten Tag, mein Fräuleins.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about Power Rangers The Psychopath. Now, I have to preface it with this. If you've been following Morphin Metacast up to this point, for the most part, we've been enjoying, to varying degrees, the Boom comics, Power Rangers stuff up to this point, you know.
Yeah, overall, despite what the creators might say when they hop in your mentions.
Yeah. You know, they clearly they're searching the hashtag, even though you're not tagging them. But hey, it is what it is.
Not tagging them, not using hashtags. I'm on the corner internet minding my own goddamn business.
In fact, I don't know Prime to tag people like that, so I already know they probably searching shit. So you know, which I'm pretty sure they might. I wouldn't be surprised if they start coming for our necks after this episode. So you know, we'll see.
Well, hey. Bring that shit on. So also, while we're on the topic of that shit, so like I don't think we mentioned it, but they revealed what the Omega Ranger Zords are gonna look like.
Not impressed.
And we haven't talked about it. So okay, so here's my.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about
it for a second.
Yeah.
So
this is more for Metacast, so obviously we have to talk about this.
So I forget who tagged me on that, who showed me and who they DM'd me and said, "Have you seen this, Prime?" Because like a couple of people did it. But I forgot who did it first. Yeah. And so, like, I looked at it, and, you know...
I think we touched on it briefly, I think we touched on it briefly, but we never went deep into, like, our thoughts on it, so yeah.
No, we didn't. As a matter of fact, while I'm talking about it, let me see if I can look up a picture of him real quick. It's like...
Oh, we talked about it on Twitter. That's what it was. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. Sorry.
So, like... Yeah, it's like my knee-jerk reaction when I saw them was like, I don't really like them per se as being like, you know, Sentai or Power Ranger mechs.
Evangelion but like, mechs, though.
Fucking don't start my Ano PTSD, please.
I started, you know, folks. I think when me and Prime talked about these Zords because we never talked about it on the show. I immediately was like, yeah, these shits look like Evangelion Zords, and he immediately responded, "Don't get me started, CJ. Don't do this to me today. It's 9:00 in the morning. Don't do this."
I was like, I'm at work. I'm surrounded by children. One of them already asked me, why is your eye twitching? Like, just don't. I don't.
Not today.
Fucking Ano. Anyway. Deep breaths, Prime. Deep breaths. Keep it together, baby. All right. So, my knee-jerk reaction was like, I don't like them as Sentai mechs, but I said, you know what? Like, in a vacuum or on their own, like, they're actually pretty cool looking mechs, like, as individual, like, one-offs. Like, if this is in any other, like, random-ass mecha anime, I wouldn't have, like, blinked an eye at these if they were, like, grunt units on the side. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
In fact, like, I actually wouldn't mind having a toy of the yellow one. I'm like, yeah, that's I think because that's the best-looking one. And, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, how they're going to fit together. I'm like, you know what? It's one of the fucking Boom.
But time out's Prime. Here's another little wrinkle in them naming it the Omega Zords. We already have an Omega Megazord from fucking Lightspeed Rescue.
Y'all really have Omega Rangers, like fucking okay, whatever.
Yeah, I know. I was just throwing it out there, the Omega Zords, and I'm like, didn't we have an Omega Megazord in Lightspeed Rescue? We're just gonna ignore that. Okay.
CJ, if there can be 2 sets of Thunder Zords, there can be 2 sets of Omega Zords, because Boom Studios said so. Okay.
Okay, clearly.
It's in the canon, sir. Clearly, sir.
It's the looses of canon.
Clearly.
Flash, did you do this?
Anyway, so, like, I'm trying to figure out how they're going to fit together or whatever. So, like, just as, you know, what I do, because, you know, I love responding in GIFs. Mm-hmm. Like, I responded to the tweet the person sent me with the thanks I hated GIF. Little did I realize, like, I think the artist or the character designer responded back to me with the Willy Wonka I don't care GIF. Then I responded back with the Saitama okay GIF. So, like, never mind the fact, like, CJ, if I say anything positive about the Boom Studio comic books, what's the one thing I've always said on Twitter and on this show? That art is on fucking point. Like, I've never had a negative thing to say about
we never say anything. We said, I mean, hell, even during our Lord Draken session where we were kind of lamenting on certain bad aspects, we were like, that artwork, though, is pretty fire. So,
that artwork is always fucking popping. Like, even if I
Consistency,
don't necessarily,
which is very rare in comics. We have to really appreciate that. We have always appreciated the consistency in the artwork.
like, and like when you see something like that's consistently good in comics, like a consistently like solid or good comic book, like you just ignore like the consistently good elements because you expect them. What they say, familiarity breeds content.
Yeah.
But like, never say anything negative. Like, the only thing negative I say about the art maybe will be some of the character design choices and the fucking DeviantArt OC Donut Steel Rangers, whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And so, like, for the artist to come at me like that when, like, I didn't even know I didn't even tag them, didn't even fucking know. I'm like, okay, that's bizarre. So then I was like, well, I can understand you put your blood and sweat and the shit, and to have some random asshole like me on the Twitter coming at you, you might be, kind of in your feelings. So like, I hopped on the feed real quick because I was trying to see how the mechs are gonna fit together, how they're gonna form whatever abomination Megazord they're gonna perform. And again, I didn't say they were bad designs. Yeah. I just said I didn't like them as Sentai or Power Ranger mech designs. Like, within that same thread, I said if they were like one-off grunts or like in any other random mech anime, I say yeah, they're actually kind of okay, kind of decent. So anyway, I hopped on this feed to see if I could find like if maybe he posted some more sketches, maybe he posted maybe like a teaser of what the combined mech's gonna be. And somebody who was way kinder and nicer than me, God bless this guy.
Yeah.
He asked the artist. He said, so how is it? I forget how you worded it, but he said he basically just asked the question. What I was looking for in pictures is how is the mechs kind of going to combine to a Megazord? And the artist responded to him with like some snarky comment, and I went, oh, wait a minute. So clearly he doesn't give a fuck. So why should I give a fuck?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So now we're on the same page. Gotcha, bro. Cool. Thumbs up, my dude. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Excellent job there.
You know what? Real quick. So me and Prime, before the year's end, we're going to talk about we're going to dedicate a Morphin Metacast episode to the Lightning Collection because there's a lot to talk about. I feel there's a lot to critique when it comes to Hasbro. Some good, some bad. And I think we have to talk about it. It's our responsibility as consumers to talk about it. Because I'm thinking Hasbro probably listens to us to a degree. I like to think.
Oh, CJ, what are you doing?
All I'm saying is this. There was something that came up today, and I laughed. I don't know if Prime. I'm assuming you laughed at it too when I shot you the message on that. So, the one thing that Hasbro, if we're going to legitimately give them a black mark on this one, their molds for the faces have been extremely miss. Outside of maybe
Doggy Kruger.
2 hits, and I'm giving them
the only decent
and
fucking
I give
game.
them Doggy Kruger, and I'll give you Tommy. You can't.
I'll give you White Ranger Tommy.
Yeah.
I'll give you White Tommy. Not that green. That shit that came with the green one.
I'll give you White Ranger Tommy. You know what? 2.5. I give you Jason a little bit, just a little bit, just a minor on that one, right?
I'm not giving you for Tom. Hell no.
You're not gonna give me Jason? You're not gonna give me Jason?
I'm not giving you Chunkster. I'm not giving you Chunky McGee. Hell no. You do not get
two.
Chunky.
So two. Which to me is like, hey, Hasbro, we were fine with the fact that you gave the Rangers weapons and the special effects to come with said individual weapons. You didn't have to give us face molds. And I said it best. Doggy Kruger notwithstanding, which is probably the only character you should really have a face for, don't do any more facial recognitions for the things because our boy, Black Ranger himself, Brandon J. McLaren, a.k.a. Jack from Power Rangers SPD, he was sent a picture from a Hasbro thing for the Lightning Collection of him and the facial thing, and I have it here where somebody says, at Brandon J, this is artwork for SPD Red. Do you think it looks like you? And his response, do pigs fly? Funny, right? Then our boy, Kevin Dulani, a.k.a. Dino Thunder Blue, has laughing emojis under it because he already knows the deal. When they do fucking damn Dino Thunder Blue, they gonna fuck his face up. He already knows the deal. He knows the deal.
Bro, they didn't even use Brandon's actual fucking picture. They used a cosplayer.
To which I'm like,
for the promotion,
Brandon's sitting back like, I mean, I'm not getting money from the figures, but goddamn, like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing here, guys?
CJ, are you mean to tell me like you're not a fan of Jermaine Zaxxon? You're not a fan of that head mode?
I'm not a fan of not Brandon J. McLaren. I'm not a fan of nega Brandon J. McLaren.
I tell you what.
If
Hasbro ever does a Jackson 5 fucking figure line, they already got Jermaine ready to go.
I mean, I could comment on Zach's face look, I'm already have to use my imagination on the fact that you guys gave him an actual shape up, okay? Like you gave the figure a goddamn shape up. I'm sitting there like, dog, y'all gave this motherfucker a shape up and you couldn't even get the face right? What the hell, man? Come on.
But CJ, that's where all the technology went into. Like, do you know the precision lasers had to go into carving that shit in the 1 degree inch perfectly?
But Prime, look, say what you will about Todd McFarlane. When he did those McFarlane toys, and I don't know if you saw the interview that he did with Complex, where he was talking about his history and stuff and how he got McFarlane toys, and somebody came up to McFarlane and was like, "How did you get those figures to look so realistic?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it's called a camera. You take a picture of people, and then you just mold the face from the picture of the person." How is it that Hasbro didn't get that memo?
I don't fucking know. It was just crazy to me because, like, you look at what they're doing with Power Rangers, then you look over to the Black Series, and I'm like, so did Disney just throw y'all more money? Like, how does this...
I'm looking at the fact that they came out with the Marvel figures, and how is it that those characters in the Marvel Legends look basically closer to their movie counterparts? I mean, fuck, the Ant-Man. The Ant-Man figure, Paul Rudd's face looks like Paul Rudd's face when he makes that whoop face. I mean, like, how do you fuck that up?
I think the only one that I had like maybe a little tiny issue with would be like a Captain America where it actually didn't look like Chris Evans.
It's 50-50 like, on that one.
Like I don't know. I would give him 75-25.
Yeah. I mean, because I think the one that came with Peggy Carter, that was actually not bad.
Yeah, the newer one. Yeah, the one I'm thinking about was the one that came out for Infinity War.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot of people were complaining about like they liked the figure, but it was just the face mold for him was just what was that? Mm-hmm. But it's just like, how do you...
But it was better than the figure art one. I give them that. Their head sculpt was better than the one that came with the figure art.
Yeah, which...
like, why is his beard shiny?
You know what, Brian? We're giving shit about the Hasbro faces for Power Rangers. Did we forget the fact that Bluefin dared to come out with the fucking green and red Ranger, and them faces look nothing like the fucking characters?
I'm trying to figure out, like, did they scan the Boom Studio comic book? Like,
I don't know. It's such a song, and I'm like, that doesn't look like Jason and Tommy. I mean, I see a ponytail on the Green Ranger, but that ain't Tommy. Like, what's going on here?
I mean, shit.
Oh, man. That's going to be a funny episode when we do it. That is going to be hilarious and stuff. Which, speaking of which, the next wave for Wave 4, which won't have Yellow Ranger, it's going to be Zeo Ranger 3 Blue, SPD Red Ranger, and Beast Morphers Blaze. It's pretty interesting.
That is. So I see Blaze, right? Mm-hmm. And like I just see wasted potential, like
in terms of
as a character. So okay. All right. So I might be along this bridge or whatever. I think we talked about this kind of briefly.
Yeah.
So Dark Buster and Go Busters, that was like that was Enter's like culmination, like his master plan.
That was building up to that point.
As you will.
Yeah.
All right. So now we, as the hardcore fans who are in the weeds, like we know Dark Buster is coming. You know you have to do Dark Buster because like the suit looks cool as shit. The build up was cool as shit. Like we know it's coming. We also know that Ranger figures sell more than monster figures. Yes, no, right, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So I'm not saying anything that's out of pocket there. So I can see Hasbro going, okay, so like, why don't we just skip the monster form or whatever, and just have the Ranger form, be his start off form, be his go-to form immediately, because you know what I mean. And that way, we subvert the fans' expectation because they know this shit's coming, and we get that toy boost of having an extra Ranger figure, but also AKA have it also be a bad guy. Okay. I'm not mad at that. That's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then, like, He pops up with also with Escape's monster form. She doesn't get so they don't think to like make a Rangerish form for her.
Nah,
okay,
not even
fine.
the Yellow Ranger-esque form. I would assume that would have been the case, but
you would think. Okay, and so then like, all right, so pretty much it's been confirmed with toy leaks and all that, and I haven't watched any of the episode leaks in other countries that enters monster form. Blaze is gonna get that. That's gonna be his powered up form. And it looks, and I'm having like, I haven't seen the leaks, haven't read anything, but I'm assuming this plot point, spoilers for Beast Morphers, this plot point of them capturing the Ranger's powers is going to play into him, getting that monster form. All right, okay. So here I am on the outside. I'm going, all right. So Evox is your main bad guy, right? That's his whole modus operandi is to get in the Morphin grid and have the power of the Morphin grid for himself.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. All right. So, would not having his own Power Ranger, would that not be like one of the logical stepping stones to achieving his ultimate goal?
You would think.
Exactly. So you see what I'm getting at here?
Yeah,
I think they did this in the wrong order. Like, why?
I don't know. I don't.
Again,
I think they blew their load quick.
I can see the immediate reasoning, but like you guys didn't take a step back to look at the world you've built to think about, okay, so like we're gonna introduce him now, and never mind the fact like Dark Buster doesn't have that much Japanese fight footage, so you have to do a lot of the staging yourselves, and then
which is fine.
Every episode, which is fine, but then every episode he's getting his ass kicked. So like, fuck.
Oh man, Beast Morphers, despite it being good, it like any other show, it has flaws. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's like you gotta take the good with the bad kind of deal and just go from there and stuff. So it is what it is.
And what's crazy, like if it just ironed out those few small wrinkles, like I would think it would easily be in my top 5.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know if it was maybe it's just me because like I say I do enjoy the show. Like it's one of the shows that I watch like live on TV. CJ, do you know I don't watch any shows live on TV in this fucking day and age? Yeah, I wake the fuck up and watch Beast Morphers. All right.
I think the only show that I really watch live is maybe the CW shows if we're not recording anything that night, and even then, it's like I'll just catch it tomorrow morning before I go to work and watch it on the train. On the CW app or something like
I don't watch shit live, but I do watch Beast Morphers.
I watch football live, so that's about as close as you're gonna get me. I watch football live, and even Walking Dead. I'm like, I just catch the recording later. So yeah, I think that's where we're at right now with the digital age of things, which I think a lot of companies are picking up on that anyway. So it is what it is and stuff. But I think we've deviated long enough on this. So Power Rangers Psychopath. When it first got announced, me and Prime were excited because, oh my God, they're finally moving on past MMPR era stuff. We're no longer Tommy. It's like, all right, cool. Psycho Rangers are going to be fighting against, Corone and Andros. It's going to be great. And then the comic release.
Womp, womp, womp.
So here's my thing. I don't, and this is not relegated to just this comic. It's a lot of other companies that do this. I'm looking at DC on this one, and Marvel sometimes. I don't get this notion that we have to redeem bad guys.
Oh, hold on, sir. Excuse me, sir. Marvel led the charge on that shit. How dare you? How dare you say DC before Marvel? That's like Marvel's whole shtick.
Yeah, who's the last bad guy they tried to redeem? Well, Dr. Octavius. Superior, yeah.
Dr. Octavius, Dr. Doom.
Well, let's be real about this Prime. Let's be real about this Prime. Let's be real about this Prime. Doom. Doom is still a bad guy. He just puts on the front that he's a good guy. All right, so let's be real about this. Doom still has plans.
Infamous Iron Man. Nah, he was a legit good guy. Like he was 100%.
Is he a good guy, Prime? Is he a good guy, Prime? Come on.
Hold on. Now, written by Bendis, he might be ineffectual, but written by like Chip Zdarsky, he was still Dr. Doom, being a fucking arrogant asshole, but he was still a good guy.
Yeah. So yeah, I will. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I will put Marvel. Okay, so Marvel and DC. All right, I'll put Marvel for DC. I'd be fine with it because, like I said, we just mentioned Infamous Iron Man. I'm fine if you're gonna do it. Make it fun, at least, right? So Infamous Iron Man is a great book, especially when he hooks up with Riri Williams and they both pair off and stuff, like team up and stuff. It's hilarious and it's actually great. I
I
just
don't know, CJ. I can't co-sign that. I can co-sign Infamous Iron Man popping up in Marvel 2-in-1.
But you didn't like the quick team up with him and Riri bantering.
I don't. Didn't write
Bear in
Doctor
mind that was
Doom.
before her solo book, which is actually great right now. So maybe that was during
Yeah,
that little era of they were trying to figure out Riri's voice.
Yeah, they finally got there. Like Eve, like her book is her solo book now is really good.
Oh, it's perfect. This is when it happens, you get somebody that really can write the character like it should be written. You know, like
when you get somebody who's not an old balding white man writing the Black King.
See, I wasn't gonna say that. Yes. I wasn't gonna say that, Prime, because he did give us Miles Morales, and Miles Morales.
I will take any option. I will take any window to roast Bendis, and you know this.
So, if you're gonna do that, that's fine. Now, my thing is this. So, the thing about the Psycho Rangers is a couple of things. One, as far as we knew about the Psycho Rangers in terms of the TV show, right before the comics and stuff. We knew they were created by Astronema and Dark Spectre. We didn't know from what, we just assumed through some evil essence, whatever, right? So I can at least appreciate on a front end with this book that with the Psycho Rangers, we found out that they actually were real people that through being killed, I'm assuming killed by Astronema, they got reborn as the Psycho Rangers. I'm like, all right, cool. That makes sense because...
Yeah, I'm going to assume that too because the book never outright says. It does like a lot of dancing around it because I think it doesn't want to say what Corone did to them.
I mean, well, see, and the only reason why I can go with that is because we saw black, red, and yellow in human form in space during that one episode when Cassie couldn't talk. So the fact that book went off that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. They clearly had a human form. They got reborn. Okay, fine. I'm fine with that, right? My thing is that the book ignores a couple of key aspects, mainly Lost Galaxy.
This book ignores a lot of things.
No, but that's the core. That is the core. I can ignore a lot of shit, but the core of this book and the Psycho Rangers being who they are, the fact that the book ignores Lost Galaxy and the fact that the Psycho Rangers were dead. They were gone. There was no way to bring them back. And the book somehow says that, well, we got data cards. I'm like, but where did the data cards come from? Because we were only led to assume that it was just one set that homeboy was he Cliptor? Not Cliptor.
Darkonda.
No. And Lost Galaxy when he revived him.
Oh, Deviant.
Deviant. He got the key cards and revived them, and then they got destroyed. And Psycho Pink kills Kendricks, which is another thing that we'll talk about with Psycho Pink. But like, they got destroyed, so it's like, all right, they're gone, they're done. And this book puts in the aspect that Psycho Green found some data cards of the Psycho Rangers and got them back. And I'm like, but where did these data cards come from?
I'm just gonna say his ass, because like, first of all, how did the Psycho Rangers survive and in space? Because their data cards is in that complex that blew the fuck up, didn't it?
I mean, they got destroyed by the Rangers. I do remember that.
Yeah, like the data cards. Like, what was that? When they were ghosts? What am I thinking about?
DVI did say he retrieved it from somebody, which I'm like, all right, that fine, whatever. I let it go.
Which you know what? Hey, why couldn't that be the graphic novel? How did this guy find the Psycho Rangers and how did they get to Lost Galaxy? I'd read that book.
Yeah, and so the book posits that Psycho Green, who last we checked, he did destroy, like he did kill a Ranger while the Rangers basically fucked him up and he was buried on the moon and basically dug his way out through MMPR season 1 through 3, Zeo, Turbo, and then after In Space he dug himself out.
I'm still tripping off the fact that this book wants this comic universe wants me to buy into the fact that there is a Psycho Ranger just in the moon within spitting distance of Rita Repulsa's palace, the Machine Empire, and like no one was like, hey, what's like no one went to maybe we should go grab or check this energy. Like what?
And you know what? I will give Psycho Green this. Even he was questioning Darkonda, so Darkonda didn't tell you about me, huh? He didn't say shit about me? Like, what the fuck's going on? Which, again, I was like, oh, you know what? That's petty of Darkonda, because, hey, I'm not going to say shit about fucking Psycho Green. Okay, fine. But
You know what? Sure, whatever. Okay, comic book, I'll buy it. Fine, sure. Like no one knows a strong power source just chilling on the moon doing absolutely nothing.
So Psycho Green essentially revives the Psycho Ranger to get Corone back, to get Astronema back. So I'm still trying to understand what was the goal, so to speak.
They were trying to raid Dark Spectre's like weapon caches, I think.
Yeah.
So when the book was first announced, I saw that synopsis because the synopsis pretty much said something similar to that. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh shit, this is going to be kind of like a Suicide Squad thing with the Psycho Rangers going to be picked off one by one trying to get like whatever MacGuffin is out of Dark Spectre's laboratories.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I can dig that shit. Oh, I wish we would have gotten that. That would have been actually kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole book is basically Corone being Astronema, but teaching the Psychos how to be good and effective. And this ends up...
So CJ, I just have to ask. Mm-hmm. Who the hell wanted the Psycho Rangers redemption arc? Who asked for this?
I didn't ask for that. Like, and let me preface it with this.
We talked about this. Yeah, like we talked about this. It's okay if you want to give your villains like depth. You want to give them like, more layers and dimensions. I'm all 1,000%
Which is to be fair to a lot of folks. Which is to be fair to the Psycho Rangers. I know we talked about In Space and Lost Galaxy with the Psycho Rangers. Would you say that they had a lot of depth to them in those shows, or were they more one note? Because maybe I'm tripping and I missed something.
You're not tripping. They were one note. Like their whole reason for being, their whole existence, like in the show and metatextual is, hey, these are evil Power Rangers who want to kill Power Rangers. That's it.
Psycho Pink maybe, but that still is driven on I want to kill the Pink Ranger. So yeah,
that's not I want to kill the Power Ranger. Like I'm just determined to do this shit. Like, and that determination, that's that. I mean, sure, okay, she a little more determined than the other ones, but it's all the one thing, same thing. They're an evil team of Power Rangers who want to kill Power Rangers. That's simple. That's what they exist for. That's what they accept. That's why. That's why they're memorable. That's why people like them, because it was something like 1,000% brand new. Like it's an actual, their own team of evil power. Like not clone units, not like a suits with like gray gloves or blacked out visors. Like they're their own functioning team of Rangers. It's just that they're evil and want to kill. And like you don't need more than that. That's all you need. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I'm pervasive with the fact that I know a lot of folks are like, well, you don't want comic book creators to do something new. I'm fine with that, but I just think like
I want them to.
I don't have a problem if they want to do, because I mean, let's be real. That was kind of the mandate that Boom Studios was going into. Like, hey, we're doing these stories that function as side stories that happen in between episodes, or they're companion pieces to the show, right? So you can
go completely off the rails on that shit. That mission statement is long gone.
Yeah, I mean that's what we were told, right? So it's like that kind of gave them leeway to do some interesting stuff that didn't necessarily negate the TV show's story. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. You can have your little Draken thing, and then put the whole aspect that didn't fuck up the history of the Rangers. Like everything's still basically functional. Huh?
I said until it did.
We'll see how that rolls. I ain't gonna even dive into that, but we'll see. We'll see how much they walk that back. I'll just say it like that. So it's like if you want to do the Psycho Rangers on there, okay, fine. You want to give them some depth, but it better be good. That's all I'm saying. Like if you're gonna do it, it better be good. Period.
And spoiler alert, it wasn't.
It's very rushed.
Like their redemption arc is like the weakest. It's rushed, and it's like the weakest part of the book. Like
Astronema has been training them. She's training them. And it's like, all right, she's training to be effective. All right. And then it's like, oh, so they're good because she's teaching nonviolence. Okay.
Because she's being nice to them. These people who, by the way, their name is the Psycho Rangers. She's teaching them compassion, guys. Which
is weird because there's a point where they focus on Psycho Pink, and I'm like, but didn't you kill a Pink Ranger? I could have sworn you did.
I'm like, weren't you the most like, you know? I'm like, let me say something positive. I'm flipping through the book now. It has really good art.
Artwork is dope. Again,
artwork shit is on point.
Artwork is dope.
Hold on, that page where they did like that lineup shot of them, even though that was like sketched from a screenshot, because I've watched this episode of Mega Ranger 1,000 times. I know the exact frame they drew this from.
Yeah.
It still looks good.
Yeah. I mean, hell, even the thing of Psycho Green, they kept that consistent where he's still kind of like, yo, I want to kill somebody.
Can we hold on? Let's talk about Psycho Green for a second. So, like in the back of the book, right? So we get like his origin story. I'm assuming this is in something else. Like, was this like in an annual or a exclusive comic somewhere?
Well, there was an annual. Well, you talking about the one that happened in the back of the book? Where
yes, it had his origin story.
Yeah, basically he was there to. Well, it's interesting. They show the Omega Rangers, right? And then there's something in regards to like the fact that Dark Spectre wanted him to find Rita Repulsa because she stole the green power coin.
Oh no! These aren't the Omega Rangers. These are the 5-man costumes from Sentai.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was the Mega. Yeah. So that
So here's my thing. So like, remember when they announced that shit and they said on Twitter like, oh man, 5-man are going to be used in the Boom Power Ranger comic books. See, that was the first fucking thing I said on Twitter when I saw that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I can't wait to watch them get jobbed the fuck out.
And they did, because dude literally blows them up.
I'm like, the one fucking time that I would have been okay with them using their fucking OC donut steals, like the disrespect. Like, I haven't seen all the 5-man. I've seen just a couple episodes, and what I've seen is actually pretty decent. And I'm like, and to do this thing, like a lot of Power Ranger fans, I'm like, well, they should probably use more Sentai suits in the comic book because a lot of people, for one reason, they don't want to watch the suits themselves, but they think like maybe some of the costumes look cool, and they just like that lore aspect of it, like the Sentai teams that weren't mans of the Power Rangers, maybe they're Power Ranger teams from other planets. I understand that. I get that. That's cool. But fine. But like, just to use them to prop up your OC fucking fan wank character, like the disrespect, CJ. Just the level of disrespect.
It's interesting, but it's interesting.
Not stand for it.
I mean, it's interesting, but it's like you didn't have to. You did not have to use the 5-man suits. Like, here's my thing: they could have used the Solar Ranger suits. Because here's my idea. So, like, the Solar Rangers right now and their Necessary Evil event are supposed to be like the King Dingaling, the big hot shit. So, like, wouldn't it make more sense, or even a modicum of sense, for us to see like the previous team, like how they operated, like how they're important in the universe, even if it's like a small snippet. Mm-hmm. So like when this guy turns into Psycho Green and takes them down, like we have like a connection, a more of a connection to those suits, other than it just being, you know, whatever the fuck they're doing over in Necessary Evil. Like help flesh out the world that you're actually building. Like, don't tear something else down when you could have used that scenario to build what you're building up even more. You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? No, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense. You tear down one just to build up the other. It's like, why would you do that?
Like, when you could have used this opportunity again to flesh out your fucking world. So like, and then like the disrespect in the book too, when they're talking about like all the Sonic Rangers, or what they call them, the Super Sonic Rangers or some shit. Are like, oh, they're a powerful team. Like, how the fuck would I know that? Because I don't have context. They didn't do shit.
I would take a miniseries showing what they did. That would be nice. I mean, you know.
They just popped up to die. Even a fucking one shot. They just popped up to die. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so they put that in there. And I saw it and I was like...
DJ, I'm so mad.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking mad.
I mean, and that was the thing, too. It was funny because it felt like that was their way of co-signing Megaforce showing the 5-man suit.
Sure.
I mean, look. We talked about it with Megaforce. I'm like, I felt they really didn't give a shit. And they were showing the 5-man suit, the Die Ranger suit. I'm like, so you guys going to explain that? Or, okay, you're not explaining it. Okay, cool. I would not be surprised if the Die Ranger suits get used to get jobbed out in this comic. Just telling you that right now. Be warned. It's the super duper secret team that was based off of the White Ranger suit got destroyed by some unknown force.
So like, yeah, I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, I guarantee you, because what's her name? Grace. She was hanging out with them in Shattered Grid. Not Shattered Grid. Beyond the Grid.
Yeah, Beyond the Grid.
I guarantee you. She's like, I've studied. Now this is my organization's secret team of Power Rangers, the Die Ranger suits. Muhahaha, muhahaha.
Then I'm just gonna sit there like, son of a bitch. But check it though. So, Psycho Green disappears halfway through this book, and I'm like, so what happened to him?
Because if he was here, CJ, there would be conflict in the book. And they would have to address a lot of questions that obviously the creators didn't want to have answered.
I mean, Astronema does something that kind of goes against the character because she's like, I want to save them. I'm going to redo these key cards. And I'm like, so let me get this right. The key cards has a connection to the Psycho Rangers? Like, and that was another confusing aspect because I'm like, what does the key cards have to do with the Psycho Rangers if they're already like walking around? Like, what,
now, CJ, I have a question. So, like, I hate to be a mean asshole. Surprisingly, I hate that. But I have to ask, like, did the writer... Who's the writer? I'm live, baby.
Oh, yeah. I got the book.
Paul Allure? Am I saying his name right?
Yeah, written by Paul Allure.
I have to question...
Paul Allure.
I have to question if he actually watched any of the episodes or did he just skim Wikipedia articles.
I want people to know we're not the only people that asked that question. There were other people online that was like, did the person watch Power Rangers? Or do they just like the idea of the Psycho Rangers? Because that's what it seems like. They like the idea of the Psycho Rangers.
But then he likes the idea, but then he wanted to do like his own thing, like, I'm going to redeem them. So, like, I asked that. Because, like, in the book, there's a scene where TJ is talking to Andros, and he's being, like, aggro as fuck about Corone. And I'm like, wait a minute. TJ got over that.
Like, he was over it, yeah.
He doesn't... Like, he trusts Corone now. They're allies and teammates. Like, motherfucker, what? And then, not only that, so, like, there's also a part where they flash back to Psycho Green, like, beating the fuck out of the
Psycho Rangers.
The Hidden Rangers, the Zordon's like secret Suicide Squad team.
Oh yeah, and him being buried by them, and we already talked about Red Ranger. She was like pissed at Zordon for putting him in that situation.
So here's the thing though. So like somebody I know reading that, they asked me, "Hey Prime, when did Psycho Green fight the original Power Rangers?" I'm like, "Those weren't the original Power Rangers. Those were like Zordon's secret team." He's like, "Look at the art." Because I looked at the art and I went, "Oh, wait a minute." Those aren't the 1960s team.
Yeah, that was weird. It was like, but didn't the Okay, I'm confused here because I remember the Red Ranger was a woman. Why does she have Jason's body? This is confusing.
I'm like, wait a minute. That's a continuity error.
It's a continuity, man. That's like a fucking time paradox. What are you talking about?
I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
It's like that Metal Gear shit with the time paradox. Snake, you killed your own self. It's like, what?
Don't kill Ocelot. You created a time paradox. Yeah. All right, so...
I just want to know how deep in the moon was this fool buried to like miss like 6 seasons of Power Rangers and then pop up back up. That's all I'm saying.
Was he at the fucking core? That's what I'm saying. Like, you can tell me like he's been on the moon that entire time, like within spitting distance of Rita's castle.
Rita.
Machine Empire. Divatox. Astronomer her fucking self. Even though she wasn't on the moon, she was right there. Like, wait a minute, what's this strange energy? Like, you know what? Like I said, I told him you can have that, sure. But so this comic book can happen. I'll let you have that one. That's fine. That's not a deal breaker for me. Sure. I mean, I'm laughing at it, but it's not a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's and because so there's certain things about this. So you have that. I will say like the initial opening with them I believe that was it KO-35 they were on looking for Corone?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on KO.
Oh, that's the best part of the fucking book.
Yeah, that whole thing of like, who's attacking us? And you see the Psycho Rangers just pop up out the shadows. I was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty fucking dope. You know, and Corone's like, hey, I'll go with you. Yeah, Corone's like, go with you. Psycho Green is like, yeah, I want Astronomer back. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, where are we going with this? You know,
and like they murked that chick. I'm like, oh, this is dope.
No, Psycho Pink, yo, and that was the thing. Psycho Pink murked that chick, so I'm like, okay, she still got the kill streak going. All right, cool. We got something. You know, the In Space Rangers are like, you know, Silver Ranger is contacting Angel. It's like, yo, shit's popping off at KO-35. We need your help. And I'm like, all right, we got something. And then that's when the book just hits the brakes and it's like, yeah, so after Corona's Astronomer, now she's teaching the Psycho Rangers how to fight effectively. And then low-key, hey, I'm also teaching you non-violence. But then Psycho Green had another plan where he was going to betray her because, which, let's be real about this, it's pretty on brand for Psycho Rangers to betray others any fucking ways, if we're going to be real. So I was not surprised.
It's in their DNA.
Yeah, I was not surprised. We saw that in Space where the Psycho Rangers disobeyed Astronomer's orders to go after the Rangers, and you know she punished them. We saw that, so that makes sense. You know, 'cause I think he talked to Psycho Yellow, and he was like, "Yeah, so does she trust you guys now?" So yeah, she trusts us enough. You know, I think Black and Red, they're kind of eating up what she's saying, and Pink Rangers especially is kind of drinking the Kool-Aid. So yeah, and what's weird is that Psycho Green isn't including them in the whole thing because his whole thing is basically trying to build a machine to key the data cards to make them 100% evil instead of having a conscience. So basically kind of reprogramming them back to the original
how they used to be?
Yeah.
Like how they originally were?
I mean, dude, Psycho Green is already psychotic anyway, so who else could be following them but other psychotic Psycho Rangers? I'm like, all right, cool. That's actually a very interesting plan. I'm fine with that.
So like, CJ, what was up with Andros? Like, is it just me, or was like he completely ineffectual in this book? Like he seemed like way out of character.
Corone was out of character because at one point, so you get to the end, and they ended with basically Corone and Andros are on the outs.
On like like I can understand introducing drama into the relationship. As a matter of fact, I would prefer you introduce drama, but like what the hill you chose to stand on is so fucking stupid.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
so I didn't destroy the Psycho Rangers. I knocked you out to reprogram them, and now I took them off, and now they're essentially a team of Space Power Rangers. They're anti-heroes now. Woo! Who asked for this, CJ?
Nobody asked for this. Now they're anti-heroes.
Psycho Rangers.
Now they're anti-heroes. Now they're anti-heroes Prime that are going to basically be in play for whatever arc that Boom Studios is going to do next. Surprise!
You can't wait. Can't you wait for them to pop up and save the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Necessary Evil? Can't you wait?
I would throw that.
They're gonna be like, whoa!
I will literally throw my phone through a window if that happened. I will literally burn down Boom Studios
Zach,
if that happened.
Those are some gnarly looking Power Rangers. We're on your side. We fell through a time warp.
Like, I would rather they be a constant thorn in the side of not just the In-Space Rangers or just the Rangers, period. Can you imagine if they hooked up with Lord
I would read.
I'm not fond of Draken like that, but can you imagine the Psycho Rangers and Lord Draken teaming up? That shit would be fucking ridiculous.
I don't have to. They already did. He used them as their foot flunkies. They didn't even have any lines. They didn't even interact.
that doesn't count, Prime. They were not the Psycho Rangers, sir. Those were people dressed up in suits that like Psycho Silver was, sir. They weren't the real Rangers. What are you talking about?
So like, real talk though, like if Draken rolled up on them was like, I want to recruit you for my team of evil Power Rangers. They'll go, sure, okay. As soon as they're in that room,
5.
Look at all these lovely Power Rangers for us to fight.
Like, and I think that's what's angering me because I feel you took probably one of the best like anti-Power Rangers. It feels like you're taking them off the table as being constant antagonists.
They're the best. I'm sorry, they're the best.
Yeah, they're the best anti-Power Rangers, and I feel like taking them off the board as a constant thorn in the side of the Rangers is a bad decision.
Like, I would totally read a book that's essentially The Brave and the Bold, but it's from the Psycho Rangers perspective.
Yeah.
As they're trying to assemble like some MacGuffin, but they keep running across like different teams of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I'd read the fuck out of that book.
That would be fun. That would be great. Maybe they succeed a couple of issues. Maybe they don't succeed a couple of issues. You know, it's just they can just do different things. It's just I get the idea that you want. Like I said again, I get the idea that you want to give them depth, but I think you can give them depth and still keep them evil.
Yeah.
I mean, Psycho Green.
Doing it for years.
Psycho Green is a good example of this. He's somebody that was a henchman for Dark Spectre, and I even to the side story's credit for Psycho Green, he's questioning Dark Spectre's motives and what he wants out of it.
And you can kind of see where he's coming from. Like, I don't condone it. I don't agree with what he did, but like you see his motivation. Like yeah, I get why you're a dick. I can see. I'm gonna take that back. I don't get why you're a dick because like that's such a small thing. But like I see your motivation. Like your heel turn. I see where it came from.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was the aspect of like he's quite like when he questions Dark Spectre. Like, okay, why do you want me to go after Rita? She's Lord of the Lord Zed. What problem is he? And Dark Spectre's like, why are you questioning me? Just do the job.
Like, shut the fuck up. Let me ask you a question. Why are you still fucking talking? How about that?
So yeah,
do what I say, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but the Corona Andros thing, it was just kind of like I get that conflict of like Andros' side of basically like, have you lost your mind? Like, good? And at that point, I'm like, Andros is the only one that's really kind of has common sense. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Corona? Like, really? They're good? Did you forget the fact that that one of them killed a Ranger?
And that's what they live for. Like, they want to kill Ranger. Like, how is this gonna end? Like, so you want me to believe that the Psycho Rangers are flying around in space, eating popcorn, doing humanitarian missions? Get the fuck out of here, dude! Like, you can have compelling and interesting characters, and they can still be villains and do villainous shit. Great example: Deathstroke. Deathstroke is one of the few DC characters who's held down an ongoing series, like pretty consecutively for years.
Is the fucking god. Who knew that we could get a solo that solo Deathstroke series is fucking dope as shit.
Holding it the fuck down. That book is so good. But hey, guess what? Slade is still unmistakably a fucking bad guy.
He's a mercenary. He's a mercenary. Shit. He still does fucked up shit. And you're like, should I root for him? I don't know.
I mean, you root for him because he's a protagonist, but like, you're still a bad guy. Like, I don't know.
He's fighting Wonder Woman. He's fighting Wonder Woman, and you're like, I kind of want to see Slade beat Wonder Woman so he can get the fuck out of Dodge. Go Slade!
I mean, and like that, you can root for a protagonist. Like, a protagonist can do questionable and evil shit. You can still root for them, but that doesn't mean you're excusing them, or that doesn't mean you're condoning or supporting those fucking actions. Like, Dexter. Dexter is a fucking serial killer. I don't give a fuck if he's killing serial killers. You're still fucking murdering people to scratch your fucking itch. You're still killing people. Like, you're still doing bad things, but you're still a compelling and interesting protagonist. I don't support or condone your methods or your actions, but I enjoy watching your stories because you're a compelling, layered, fascinating character.
According to the audience, he's an anti-hero like Wolverine Prime. That's what I was told, and I'm like,
Words mean things, CJ. Words mean things.
I was like, hey, dog, like, Wolverine redeemed himself. Like, that dude ended up becoming fucking head of the damn school at one point. Like, Wolverine, he's one of those, like, even when he was with X-Force, it was one of those means to an end situations. He didn't really want to do it, but he knew it needed to be done. But there was, like, redemption in him, right? Dexter, not so much.
He's a fucking murderer. with a little voice in his head.
He killed people that got too close. He killed people that got too close. The black cop being one of them. Just saying.
In the book, he murked the fucking hot ass detective lady that had the hots for him.
Yeah.
The captain chick.
Yeah.
Fucking murked her ass.
Yeah. So to me, it's like you could have had a Psycho Ranger Deathstroke type book where they're just running amok of, like you said, of different other Rangers over the year, different Ranger teams, and that shit would have been hot. But it's like when you end off with Andros and Corone on the outs, and I'm like, okay, and then they're basically Psycho Red's like, well, we'll just go and do stuff, wander around like we're King from Kung Fu: The Legend Continues.
Yes, here's my thing. So now I'm thinking, now that you're talking out loud, I feel like a lot of this book was taking like established like status quo and just doing the exact opposite because you could. Like one of Andros's driving factors is his relationship and his love of his sister.
Yeah.
This book, well, fuck that. One of Corone's driving factors is like her
redemption.
Need for redemption. But like, hey, she's like, I'll never have redemption. So, fuck that.
Well, her redemption her redemption was basically like on a base level.
No,
right?
her thing is like, her thing in this book is like, I've accepted the fact that Astronomer and Corone are one and the same person. So like, any search or internal drive I have for redemption is fucking meaningless because ultimately I'm still responsible for those actions.
Yeah, but also too, like the book also on a very surface level pulls the I'm responsible for the Psycho Rangers, so ergo I have to redeem myself by redeeming the Psycho Rangers to be good?
Sure. The Psycho Rangers, their whole shtick, we're evil Power Rangers. This book, fuck that.
I mean, because Corone's thing is like, hey, Corone, you were evil because Dark Spectre lied to your ass and basically controlled you at one point when you did go good, so that wasn't your fault. The Psycho Rangers, though, I mean, that is your fault, but I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe it's the whole aspect that they're victims of circumstances, too, I guess.
I mean, I won't put a flag on play, sure.
I mean, like I said, Astronomer killed them. They got revived as Psycho Rangers against their will. I guess maybe that's the point. Maybe that was the point of, like, that's their redemption. They had to be redeemed, but like I don't know.
I mean,
it's just weird. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
It's just, and I like don't. It also really bothers me. Like the book just kind of stops in the middle, where like my action adventure comic book stops having action and adventure for them to sit around and watch movies. Like, what?
Yeah, and also too. I will say I am curious as to what this means for Corone because she clearly has Astronomer's powers within her. So I'm like, okay, so what does that mean in terms of you, Corone? Like, can you tap into that power at will? Like, what does your power extend to in terms of being Astronomer? So I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I really don't. But I will say I am open to seeing what they're going to do. Where is it going to go? I just think if anything...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of how sloppy Dan Slott did going into Superior Spider-Man the first time. Like how he rushed that whole body swap with Octavius and Peter, and I was like, I could be down with this if you actually extended it a little bit better, but I don't know.
First of all, I'm so mad you gotta say it the first time. You gotta clarify.
Yeah, I had to clarify because he's Superior Spider-Man the second time, because after Secret Empire when he was Hydra Spider-Man, he was back in his old body once everything went back to stat quo, and then he got a new body. And now he's like Superior Spider-Man, but in a different costume now. So that's why I said, the first time around. So had to specify it because confusion can happen. But I don't know, Prime. I had high hopes, and it's just like I felt that they made this book for the sake of spinning it off into their own book, and you kind of got rid of you took Psycho Green off the board. But we never followed up on, did the Psycho Rangers take his body with them on this road trip? Are they going to try to redeem Psycho Green? Like, I hope they don't.
That's the book. I'm saying that's the book, right? CJ, that's the book. You just pitched the book. There it is. That's right there.
So we're redeeming Psycho Green.
Yep. Or he's gonna be like their fucking Loki to their Thor.
You know what? I'll take the Loki to the Thor. I really would. Because you know what? To be honest with you, I like Psycho Green and his pettiness. Because it's like, yo, I did all this shit and Dark Spectre's gone. God damn it! You know, it's like I like that, but it's like.
Hold on, I'll say it. I don't like Psycho Green. I wish he never existed. I'm like, I don't.
I like the idea of him. Don't get it twisted. I like the idea of Psycho Green.
Should have been an actual real Psycho Silver. How about that?
Nah, we can't have a Psycho Silver, but don't be giving Boom Studios, ideas because they probably will make a Psycho Silver through some bullshit. Like the clone of Zane is Psycho Silver or some dumb shit.
No, I'm pretty sure we'll get a Psycho White before we get a Psycho Silver.
Or they'll do something bold like kill off Zane and then revive him as a Psycho Silver.
That sound. You know what? That sounds about Boom Studios. That's about their speed right there. That sounds about right.
I swear to God, if they do that shit, I'm gonna be sitting back like, so do I get residuals or nah?
I'm still waiting for my money for Soul of the Dragon when I get my check.
You will never get that because that goes straight to JDF. You know that, right?
Dang, can I at least get a Jesus in tap bracelet? Can I get something? Can I get something?
Too busy. We're all trying to figure out if he's still married or not. Thank you, William, for that one.
Which, by the way, so at that con I was at, he told some real interesting stories. I have to grab my notes something again, but I'm pretty sure if you've been to a con and heard JDF speak, I'm pretty sure he's told them 1,000 times. He said something really interesting.
If it ain't him and Jason fighting, I don't want to hear it. No, I'm just joking.
I mean, we can probably make that happen, man. We can probably get a Morphin Metacast sponsored.
It's like,
stream that shit on Twitch.
It's like, so Tommy, did you and Austin St. John actually have legit beef? This is a safe room. You can say this.
I mean,
like Austin St. John. Austin St. John is in the crowd in the back watching, just waiting for the answer.
Yo, JDF, square up.
Don't lie. No, but so what did he actually say? If you can,
I gotta get my notes. I gotta get my notes. I left them downstairs.
Can you remember?
He told a couple of stories. We just told that story about how he almost got kicked out of the movie premiere of the 2017 movie. And the only thing that saved his life was he pulled out his camera phone and said he was going live on Instagram.
Wow. How you get kicked out the movie that you were in for 2 seconds?
Yeah, because he pulled out his phone and was recording shit. Like, who pulls out your phone? Like,
JDF. See, here's the thing. JDF does the most because he feels he's JDF. He can do whatever, and it's like, hey, JDF. I understand. You know what? Look, I get it. JDF is the Robert Downey Jr. of the Power Ranger world. I get it, but it's like, dog, you don't have.
Don't say that shit out loud.
Here's the thing.
Don't say that shit out loud.
He's the Robert Downey Jr. He's the Robert Downey Jr. of the Power Ranger world without the pull of Robert Downey Jr.
Don't say that. Now get fucking drunk bad. Damn it, man.
We pay homage to the fact that he was one of the first Rangers that was going out there to those conventions, and then it just opened the floodgates. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not like he's going to listen to this and be like, he says, I'm the RDJ of this world. Yes. I mean, if he does.
He doesn't have to listen. He can just feel it. Like, when you didn't know whenever someone says his name, like, he gets a little tinkle. You didn't know that?
It's on the toilet, and all of a sudden, somebody said my name.
Like, oh, this is why I have this erection now. Excellent.
Yeah, let's go to the next one. But yeah, that's like I said again, artwork's great. I think whatever story they were trying to tell, it's like, I guess if they want, my thing is this, it's one of those things where I'm of two minds. If the whole point of this story was a way to try to redeem the Psycho Rangers as being kind of victims of circumstances, kind of like Corona.
You could have kept that. You could have kept that to yourself.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, tell a story, I guess, but I don't know. It's just weird because I felt like them doing this was at the expense of them kind of breaking up Corona and Andros' relationship for no reason.
Which, by the way, if you were doing that to set up some major storyline later down the road, like having them be at odds with each other, there are better ways you could have done that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, there are better ways. I think somebody said it best in the fact that this book feels like a huge, like, it feels like a fan made type story that you would see on the message boards. Like, hey guys, I came up with this fanfic for the Psycho Rangers, and that's what we got.
You know what? I'll allow that. That sounds about right. And which is crazy to me because the same week this came out, like a fucking excellent issue of the main Mighty Morphin Power, with the Go-Go or Mighty Morphin.
It's probably Go-Go.
It had like it was told from Bulk and Skull's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably it was Go-Go. Fucking excellent. Fucking great, but like I read Psycho's Path and I was like, you know what? I think I'm about to play the Boom Comics. This shit sucks. Like, you keep giving me people my fucking money. Like, can't do it. Then I read that issue and I said, damn it, man, just fuck.
And this is a book that has,
was amazing.
because this is a book that has different things that were actually fun. Like, when the Psycho Rangers transformed to Psycho and they literally did the line of, we're better than you, we're faster than you, we're smarter than you. I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And to their credit, they kicked the shit out of the fucking Rangers. They make fast work of them, and I was like, oh, this is about on brand. All right, cool. And then Redemption, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh, what is you doing? Like, and then so like, what was the ultimate goal? Like, when you got to Dark Spectre's whenever, what were you going to do? Like,
I guess wreak havoc.
Why does this book? Why does this book exist? Like, because I'm assuming, like, I don't know I'm assuming Psycho Green had an end game in mind. Because he's a scheming motherfucker.
One of the end games was to make the Psycho Rangers back to the original evil self, and that's fine. But like you said, they get to Dark Spectre's bunker of weapons. Were you just going to wreak havoc on other Rangers and stuff? Which is fine. That's cool if that was your end game, but like, make it known.
I mean, maybe you want to get there and maybe make more Psycho Rangers, because you're not going to take on over 200 Power Rangers by yourself. That's not happening.
I mean, the only thing I would say is this. They do leave it open that despite Corone and Andros on the outs, she did make it known the fact that, the Rangers aren't going to like the fact that you guys are out here free, which I'm like, all right, you're throwing conflict into the mix, but again, it's still going to go back to these guys are good, I guess, and we're back to that again.
Or rather, good adjacent.
Yeah, good adjacent, because again, circumstances and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, the conflict and stuff is weird, and even the backup story in the back, like you said, with them using the other OG Sentai costumes, it was just, I guess, it put it in proper context and stuff. It makes sense for them to do that, but I don't know. I think that book that does lead into that Go-Go Power Rangers issue where he fought the Rangers and stuff, so that makes sense.
So CJ, would you recommend the Psychopath?
If you're a hardcore Power Ranger fan, I feel this is going to be hit and miss, because I saw a lot of folks enjoy it. That are fine with a new story, and I'm like, okay, that's your prerogative. I don't know if I can necessarily. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's your prerogative. Cool. We all like storylines and things, and other people don't. It's hard for me to say I recommend it. I mean, look, I can at least appreciate Soul of the Dragon, despite it being Old Man Tommy. I can at least appreciate that progression of story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Despite SPD Green having a dragon shield, and I'm like, why? But whatever. That's neither here nor there. But this one, it like Soul of the Dragon didn't feel like it was like a portrayal of the story of what we know about Tommy, right? So
no, I don't think so.
So with this one, it felt like you kind of betrayed a lot of people's characterizations, mainly Andros and Corone's relationship, for the sake of trying to redeem the Psychos. And again, you're positing them as tragic figures. And if a person has never watched Power Rangers in space, they're going to look at the Psycho Rangers like, all right, they're cool, and not realize, oh, yeah, these characters were better evil, like not good. And I think that's what's gonna that's why I can't recommend it, because I feel there's gonna be a lot of stuff lost in the mix in terms of like who the Rangers were as characters. Like again, the book did a fine job of explaining certain aspect of the Psycho Rangers, but once you add in that whole redemption arc kind of element, especially when you have Corona in the mix, it's like, I don't know. So I'm just going. I guess I'll say I go along the lines of I can't recommend this book. I can't.
Yeah, kind of on the nope. Other than like the really, really good art.
I mean, I got the New York Comic Con exclusive hardcover for it and stuff, which looks dope.
Oh, very nice, sir. Very nice.
Yeah. I didn't go to New York Comic Con. I had somebody get it for me. Like the front cover is basically Psycho Green in his monster form, which I'm like, the monster form looks dope as shit. I will always
you mean the Green Human Torch?
Hey, look. You mean? Oh no, actually more green. What was it? What was Homeboy from The Flash when they went into Earth 2 and it was the evil version of him?
Oh, Savitar? Not Savitar.
No. Firestorm, dude.
Firestorm. Oh, Deathstorm.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Green Deathstorm.
No, it kind of looks kind of like the what's his name? The big giant Brimstone. Green Brimstone.
Yeah, Brimstone. Yeah. Which I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with. If all the other Psycho Rangers had like different monster forms, I think this was the logical way to go about it and stuff. So, yeah, this is. And look, if anything comes out of this and they still keep Psycho Green in play as a bad guy, I'm fine with that and stuff, because Psycho Green is a character that I know you said you didn't like it. I don't mind him, but it's just like, to me, if you're going to have him in there, you have to like do a really good job with him. So
he has to have a very clear-cut point, and not just there to be like, hey, it's a green Psycho Ranger. Green, because Tommy's the Green Ranger. Just fuck off, man.
Which
I'm sorry.
Which I'm looking at Boom like, you guys really, I'm shocked you guys didn't jump on that whole Psycho Green versus Green Ranger thing yet. Where Lord Draken fighting them.
Yet.
I'm shocked.
Yet.
Shocked that they didn't I'm shocked they didn't cash in that money in the bank on that one.
It's coming. It's gotta come. It's coming. It's coming.
It's like all the stuff I predicted. I'm like, maybe they'll do it. Nope. So, quick housekeeping stuff. Quick housekeeping stuff before we go. Morphin Metacast, like I said earlier, we're going to be doing, before the year's end, a retrospective on the Lightning Collection toys and stuff. And also, so what's our next Morphin Metacast going to be on? Because I think we did Ultraman, Tiga and stuff. I'm curious to see what we can do next.
Let me think. We
can give people a poll and just go from there. I think that could probably work.
We could. I've seen a couple of people wanting to do some on Kamen Rider. A few people said they wanted our comments on Ultra Q.
You did say you got Ultra Q, didn't you?
I did. I got the Blu-rays. And I'm waiting on this month because the Orb and Geed Blu-rays are coming out, and I can't fucking wait.
So Ultra Q. I'll save Ultra Q for next year, like January. So what Kamen
that makes
Rider,
sense.
What Kamen Rider could we do though? That's a key thing. What could we do?
Let me see. All right. So I'm looking across the room, and standing up right now, I see Kiva, O's, and Wizard. So out of those three,
fuck it, Kiva.
Let's go. Let's respect the man.
I'm down for Kiva, because that was a very interesting series, watching it and stuff. Very much interesting. So definitely talk about that. So Kiva's gonna be the next Morphin Metacast.
You're a kinder man than I am.
Trust me, that's the prelude. I ain't going into what's funny? Like, I remember initially when Kiva came out, I was like, man, I actually like Kiva. What's so great? And then when I heard everybody talk about it, I was like, oh, they're actually right about that. Shit. Yeah. That's a good point. That is a good point. I don't know if it was you or Ajax Ranger or somebody else that said it. I was like, ooh, damn, they got a good point. damn, they got a good point. I can't really be mad about that. I can't get mad about it. So we got Kiva. Also, me and Prime we're gonna be stacking up on some Morphin Metacast commentaries because we've been slacking on those.
Oh yes,
we definitely need to stack up on
way
that.
Behind.
So this is more so 3BG thing, and also it kind of ties into Morphin Metacast. So clearly, if you've been listening to the show, we're on the main 3 Black Geeks feed and such. So the Morphin Metacast commentaries are going to be on this other feed that I made, 3BG recaps and discussions. That's where I put all the commentaries and the recaps of shows and spoiled discussions on, just so I can kind of separate it, and it's not just one feed and clogs everything up and stuff. Just, keep it separate. It makes sense. So if you're looking for commentaries going forward, it's going to be on the 3BG recaps and discussion feed. Whatever podcast app, whether you're using Podcast Addict or any podcast app, Google Play or whatever and stuff, you can search that and look at the feed from there and stuff. Our Watchmen one, and also me and Prime's Black Lightning episode 1 through 3 recap is on there. And the other, I think the last one we did, what was the one? I think it was me, you, and D. What was the last one we did the commentary on?
Shit, what were we talking about? Fuck.
Was it Island Evolution?
What was that? I think it was Island Evolution or Doomsday?
No, Green Candle. Green Candle. That's what we did. Yeah, we did Green Candle.
All right, yes.
Yeah, we did Green Candle. So that's up on that feed. So you'll see that one. So that's the last one we did. So I think we were kind of marching. Put it this way, the ones that we're gonna stack up on is gonna probably round out like season 1. Probably. We'll see how that works and stuff.
Oh, so that means we definitely have to do Oyster Stew then.
Well, I mean, clearly since we both got the Lightning collection for Black Ranger, we have to do Oyster Stew.
Only makes sense.
It only makes sense. So that's kind of what's coming up for Morphin Metacast. So Kiva, Morphin Metacast commentaries, and the Lightning collection stuff. So that's pretty much going to be it on the Morphin Metacast front for the remainder of the year, and whatever minor videos between here and there for and stuff. So so with that in mind, that is us talking about the Psychopath. Feel free to comment on this episode with your thoughts on the book, good or bad. And I guess me and Prime are going to be crossing fingers like, see what happens if Boom Studio sees this. The writer comes for our necks on this like, I put my blood and sweat into this book.
Right? You son of a bitch! I researched for 7 months and watched your fucking Karate Man TV show. Fuck you, fuck.
First off, I wouldn't even be mad at. First off, I wouldn't even be mad at him. I'd just be sitting up there behind my computer laughing like, well, goddamn, dude, it ain't that serious. But go off, I guess.
I'm like, hey, look, we are assholes, and I appreciate and respect your need to be angry at us.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we get it. We get it. Comic book writing is hard. I'm not saying we could do better.
It is.
But
I am. I am.
I mean, Prime says he's good better. Me, I'm just like, I got better options. I'm not saying I can write a better story. I just say, hey, here's an option right here. So,
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, we will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.
Get us in, dudes.